Here's a more challenging example for the base 5 subtraction. The special thing about this example is that it has more zeros in the first number, so when we do the subtraction we need to do multiple borrowings. And we actually need to borrow ahead of time because if you just look at the problem, you can see that we have no units here. Usually we borrow the units from the longs, but the problem is we do not have any longs, so we actually cannot borrow from the longs so that we can do the subtraction. So this example will actually require us to borrow ahead of time. And so now to demonstrate what I mean by that, let's start the problem. Yeah, so we just do the setup just like usual, and I would suggest you leave some space at the top. Actually leave more space at the top so that you have room to work with the borrowing. So now I'm going to start the first number at this spot here so that I have enough space. So here we are going to get 2 0 0 0 base 5, right? So we have 2 0 0 0 base 5, and then we now need to put the second number under it. So we are going to put down the 1 2 4 base 5, and you just need to make sure that the place values line up correctly. So you're not supposed to put the 1 here because that 1 represents the number of flats for the second number, but this place value here represents the long flats. And so now the setup is ready, and at the same time I'm just going to work with the manipulatives, so I'm also going to draw it. And you can see that I already put the thumb here because sometimes I just don't want to take the time to find that and to show it in the video. So now just like usual, we are going to draw only the first number. So that tells me that there are 2 long flats here. So I'm just going to put that. So we have 2 long flats. Those are the long rectangular pieces of 125 units. Okay, now we're ready. We actually need to start from here, and yeah, so we are going to borrow 1 long flat, and then we are going to gain 5 flats. Yeah, so that's what happens, and we cross out this one, and then we are going to gain 5 flats. Yeah, so same thing is going to happen here. Cross out this one, so we are going to get one flat. We're going to get one long flat left, and then now we are going to gain 5 flats. We can already do the subtraction for the flats, but I personally prefer to get enough longs and units so that we can do the subtraction all at once. And so now let's do that first. In order to get longs, we need to borrow from the flats. So all we need to do is to just borrow 1 flat, and then we can get 5 longs. Yeah, so let's do that. And we cross out one of them here, and so that means we're going to cross out one of them, and then you are going to gain 5 longs. We're going to gain 5 longs. So let me put it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, so we have 5 longs here. Yeah, so we're going to get the 5 longs here, but we are left with how many flats? We are going to be left with 4 flats. Yeah, so put down the 4 here. And then now we just do the same thing again for the units. So we need to take away 1. I just need to take away one long, and then we are going to get 5 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, so we have 5 units here. And then see that we now only have how many longs? We have 4 longs left. Yeah, so we have 4 longs left, but this time we are going to get 5 units. So we have those 5 units. And then we are ready to do the subtraction now, but before doing that, I just want to do a quick check just to make sure that our numbers do agree. But just to avoid the confusion, I'm going to move all the useless pieces, the pieces that are already gone or that got converted or to the dump, so that we don't get confused. And so let's do that here. This one is gone, and then this flat is also gone, and then also this long is also gone. And so and the rest of the pieces are still on the table. So now let's see what's going on. Okay, let's check. So we have one long flat, and we have four flats, 4 longs, and then 5 units. So now that's good. And then all we need to do right now is to do the subtraction. We have 5 units. We want to take away 4 of them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we need to take away 4 of them. So 5 minus 4, you just get the 1. Oh, actually, let me change the color. So we have the 1. And then now 4 minus 2, you're going to get the 2. And same thing is going to happen here. We cross out 2 of those longs, right? So we are left with 2 longs. And then let's continue. We have 4 flats, and then we only want to take away 1 of them. So we are left with 3. So 4 minus 1, we get the 3. And same thing is going to happen here. We have take away 1 of them, so we are left with 3 flats. And then because we do not need to take away any long flats, so all we need to do is to just put down that number, or you can just imagine that there was a 0 here. 1 minus 0, you just get the 1. So the answer is 1. Yeah, so that one stays. That one stays. And yeah, so let's move away all the pieces that we crossed out, right? So we have this one. This flat is gone. And then those 2 longs are gone. And then also we have 4 units that actually got removed from here. Yeah. So let's do a quick check. Our answer is 1, 3, 2, 1 base 5. And that means we should have 1 long flat, yes. And we had 3 flats, yes. And we have two longs, yes. And then we have 1 unit left. Yeah, so that's good. And this is the example that requires you to do multiple borrowings. This is how you handle the situation, and it's actually quite simple once you get the idea. And yeah, so we are going to do multiplication next time. Thank you for watching.